In continuation of my series on the best albums of the year, these are the top 10 black metal albums of 2025. I haven't been listening to this genre for a very long time. I would say I got into it within the last 3 years, but now I've been discovering lots of different bands. We'll be including black metal in all of its forms. Many of the bands on this list will be mixing other genres into the black metal sound. So with that being said, let me get into it. Coming in number 10 is Outlaw with Opus Mortis. This is a Germany-based black metal project. It's their fourth album, released on October 31st, 2025 through AOP Records. The band plays a mix of melodic Swedish-style black metal and modern atmospheric black metal. The album's title is Latin. It means work of death. Songs are about death and transcendence. Lots of good tracks, including Blaze of Dissolution, which is a high-energy track with some memorable hooks. There is Through the Infinite Darkness, which has some elements of traditional melodic black metal reminiscent of the band Dissection. There's also the Crimson Rose, which has a very cold sound, lots of guitar textures. There's also A Million Midnights, which is one of the faster paced and aggressive tracks. Overall, this was one of those albums I discovered when I received it as a promo. I enjoyed it. For that reason, it's on the list. Coming in number 9 is Faust with Crypts of Eternity. This is a French one-man melodic black metal project from multi-instrumentalist Michael Hellstrom. The second full-length album, released on November 7th, 2025, was released on Black Lion Records. The sound is a tribute to the Swedish black metal scene, featuring tremolo-picked lead guitars, blast beats, and mid-tempo Maiden-esque harmonies. One thing I liked about this album was the production. Unlike the lo-fi aesthetic of some black metal, this album is clean, so it's a great gateway record for listeners new to the genre. Lyrics revolve around death, worship, the apocalypse, and summoning ancient malevolent forces. Some of the key tracks include In Tenebris. It's a cinematic instrumental featuring creepy bells. There's also To the Fire, To the Death. It's the first main track featuring high-speed aggression and a classic 90s melodic black metal hook. There was also Night Terror, which was the first single featuring dark vocals and the driving pace. Overall, one of those albums that was released not too long ago. I thought it was deserving of making the list. Coming in number 8 is Astarte by Blackdemonium. It's an all-female Greek black metal band. The album was actually recorded back in 2014. But their front woman and founding member, Maria Tristesa Kolokouri, passed away from leukemia in 2014. The album was finally released on November 7, 2025 through Sleazy Rider Records. The band usually plays melodic and atmospheric black metal, but this album had a sound that was a mix of black metal, death metal, and thrash metal. The album also includes Tristesa's final vocals. It's a short album with just 9 tracks with a runtime of 29 minutes. There are lots of good songs, such as the title track, Blackdemonium, which has some melodic guitars and blast beats. Monolith has a very aggressive, thrashy sound with lots of guitar riffs that range from melodic to more death metal sounding riffs. And there's also some death metal style vocals. And the track called War, it's more of a death metal track with elements of black metal, especially in the vocals. But overall, I like the album a lot. It's a mix of genres, but black metal was the dominant genre. They're not very well known, so I recommend you check them out. Coming in number 7 is Loth with Archis Les Journées. The band is actually connected to the band I just spoke about called Astarte. They are another Greek metal band. The band originally formed in 1995 by Maria Tristesa Kolokouri. The band was renamed Astarte in 1997 after Tristesa's passing in 2014. The remaining members, including her husband Nicholas Malis, reactivated the name Loth as a tribute to her legacy. This album was released on May 9, 2025 through Thegonia Records. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Archis Legones can be translated as Ancient Legions. It's the band's second full-length album following 2017's Astarte, and the album is a return to that classic Hellenic black metal sound. It's very atmospheric, melodic, and epic. Can be compared to Greek black metal band Riding Christ, specifically the albums A Dead Poem and Sleep of the Angels. And the album runs for approximately 47 minutes, has a lot of easy to digest melodic riffs, mid-tempo pacing, and a mix of harsh and clean vocals. Some key tracks include Angel Wings. It's the most aggressive track, blending mellow death and thrash with a catchy European metal chorus. There's also Alpha and Omega. It's a classic Greek black metal track with melodic leads and these religious and mythological undertones. There's also Black Throne, which is a rawer and more aggressive track featuring harsh vocals. Overall, you all know I'm a big fan of the Greek black metal scene. Any Greek bands I really like. So for that reason, it's making the list. Coming in number 6 is Cradle of Filth and the Screaming of the Valkyries. It's their 14th studio album. I know this band is more of a symphonic, gothic horror metal band, but I still feel they fall under the black metal umbrella. The album was released on March 21st, 2025 through Napalm Records. The album has a sound that mixes the raw black metal sound of some of their albums from the 90s with the more accessible gothic sound they have adopted in the 2000s. The album also has a very guitar-driven sound, lots of chunky guitar riffs. It's not a concept album, but songs are generally about mythology and gothic horror. There are a lot of songs that were memorable. The opening track, To Live Deliciously, it's a very catchy track with cool guitar harmonies. There's also Demagoguery with cool classical music in the intro. There was Malignant Perfection, which was probably my favorite song on the album. It has some of those female vocals that reminded me of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. If I have any complaints, the album was lacking those female vocals, but with that being said, I like the album a lot, and I am including it on the list. Coming in number 5 is Seer with Amidst the Ruins. It's a one-man atmospheric folk and black metal band led by Scottish musician Andy Marshall. He refers to this style of music as Caledonian metal. It mixes black metal with traditional Scottish and Celtic folk metal. The band formed in 2013 in Glasgow. The sound is very dense. There's lots of different instruments used. There are bagpipes, whistles, and violins, and they're played along with the black metal stuff like the tremolo picked guitars and the blast beats. It was released on February 7th, 2025 through Season of Mist. It's the band's 6th studio album. The album has 5 tracks, but it's about an hour long. Some key tracks include Amidst the Ruins, has lots of different instruments, and is almost like this black metal orchestra. There is Echoes of the Ancient Land. It's one of the heavier tracks filled with cinematic layers of sound. There was Glen of Sorrow, which was a very melodic and dark song with female vocals, but overall, it's the first time I had ever listened to the band. I heard a few other channels talk about them. I like the type of music that will make you feel one with nature, so I recommend it. Coming in number 4 is Harakiri for the Sky with Scorched Earth. They are an Austrian post-black metal band formed in 2011 in Vienna. It's their 6th studio album. They are on the AOP record label. The album came out fairly early in the year. I remember I did a full review of it. They have a typical post-black metal sound similar to bands like Alcest and many others. There are lots of good songs, such as their cover of Radiohead's Street Spirit, which was a very good cover. There is also the opening track called Heal Me. It features these soft atmospheric keyboards combined with traditional black metal guitar sounds. There was Keep Me Longing, featuring classical sounding piano and strings and clean guitars and very emotional vocals. There's also Without You, I'm Just a Sad Song. This one has lots of emotion, lots of soft keyboards and melodic guitar riffs. It's one of those albums where the intention is to express pain through music. I think they did a good job. You can definitely feel something when you listen to this album. And if you take a look at the cover, it has elk on the cover, the first of 2 albums with elk on the cover. Coming in number 3 is 1914 with Viribus Unitis. This is a Ukrainian blackened death doom metal band that makes albums about World War I. It's another band it's a mixed genre, but I feel it should be on a black metal list. This one was released on November 14, 2025 through Napalm Records. It's the band's 4th studio album. If you're wondering about the title of the album, it is Latin for With United Forces. It's one of those bands I had heard a lot of other channels talk about, but it's my first time listening to them. I liked it. It's a concept album. It tells a story about a Ukrainian soldier. his experiences in battle, such as being a prisoner of war in Italy. It features lots of different interludes and spoken word parts, and sections are spoken in Italian, and you hear like radio broadcasts and static and all that, and it draws you into the story. As for the music, it's a mix of different genres. Some of it is slow and crushing, other times it's fast and aggressive death metal. The music is mostly melodic with elements of typical black metal. Most of the song titles begin with a specific year and a specific event. So for example, track 2 is called 1914, The Siege of Perhaps something, I can't pronounce that. And it's a blackened death metal track. Then there's 1915, Easter Battle for the Zewin Ridge, a 9-minute epic featuring chanting, tremolo picking, and blast beats. I probably should have done a full review of this. There's so much going on, so much to talk about. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to leave it as is like this, but I recommend you check it out. Coming in number 2 is Patriarch with Prophet Elijah. This was actually my first album review of 2025. It was released early in the year on January 3rd, 2025. The album was released on Napalm Records. It was technically their debut album, as they had to change the name for legal reasons. They have a very unique sound. They call it orthodox black metal. The sound also incorporates elements of folk metal and doom metal. The album has lots of blast beats and black metal style vocals and orthodox chanting and choir vocals. They incorporate a lot of traditional folk instruments like the hurdy-gurdy and the mandolin. It's a concept album about the prophet Elijah. He was originally a peasant in a small town in Poland in the 1930s. As for the songs, they all have the title called Visalin, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but followed by a Roman numeral. So I'm just going to say Roman numeral. Roman numeral 1 is an atmospheric intro with chanting. Roman numeral 3 is one of the singles with a mix of doom metal and folk metal, and Roman numeral 7 is the finale with the big orchestral sound and lots of black metal elements. Overall, still one of my favorite black metal albums of the year. It was almost number 1, but not quite. My number 1 is the other album with elk on the cover. Look right there, there's the elk. Blackbraid with Blackbraid III. It's an indigenous one-man black metal project by a man named Watcha, probably mispronouncing that. Released on August 8th, 2025, released independently on his own label, Wolf Mountain Productions. The album mixes classic Scandinavian second wave black metal with indigenous folk music. It's an album very accessible. It's probably a good starting point for someone who has never listened to black metal before. It also has a very clean production value, so it's not like that raw, lo-fi production of many black metal albums, as I spoke about previously. There's lots of different wind instruments, there's acoustic guitar interludes, and lots of sounds of nature, so this album is just one big sonic experience. Songs are generally about nature and mysticism. As for the songs, lots of key tracks. There is The Dying Breath of the Sacred Stag. It's an 8-minute epic with acoustic guitars, lots of mid-tempo riffs. There's God of Black Blood, which is more of that aggressive black metal sound. And there are lots of acoustic interludes between the songs, but overall, probably the best of the 3 albums that he has released, and my number 1. So that is all. So those are my top 10 black metal bands. I'm going to do one more list of albums that didn't fit into any specific genre that deserve to be mentioned. So it's just going to be kind of like a random bonus video. In the meantime, check out the playlist. It has all of my other videos with the other lists, including thrash, heavy metal, rock, death metal, power metal, and everything else. Thanks for watching. Like the video, helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe. If you're not already, I will see you in the next one.